You can come up and speak. You got 5 minutes. Give us your name and your address, and we'll start the clock.
Anthony Pope, 2200 Lafayette Street. I don't want to give my apartment number,
Fine.
but in short, on behalf of the urban community or the suburban mentality people who get stuck in urban communities, I'm a firm believer in, let's say, an experiment of life and its design. Most people, my personal opinion, most people know who they are or who they want to be by the time they're 5 or 6. Some scientists will agree with this. However, based on how we're treated or judged or represented through mass media, newspapers, et cetera, or historical events, we get treated as bad people, or we find ourselves combating ignorance with our intelligence. For example, I was a former employee at a Papa John's. The general manager carries a white privilege card. 16 years of my experience in the industry, I try to show him different examples of how true leadership works. And he tried to use the carrot and the stick process. It was, I hear you, but this is better. Do it my way, do it my way, do it my way. Literally tried to drill it into me. And some people don't like working in those conditions. I recently went to the Beaufort Housing Authority, asking what incentives or programs they had for single men, wrongfully accused fathers, intelligent men who, again, have to combat ignorance or selfishness or biasness. And they were like, it's full. I had to stand 10 toes down, as we call it, and let the lady know that wasn't my question. My question was, what programs do they have? Or my bad. She responded, our programs are full. And I was like, I didn't ask you that. I asked, what programs do you have? And she tried to deny me speaking to her supervisor due to the ability of telepathy. Most people won't publicly speak about it, but there's a program called Scientology. And there's even a book called Scientific Illiteracy, How It Threatens Our Future. Right. So when I repeated the question, she was like, you got to call us, because she assumed, she thought my phone was on 1% and I didn't have a way to charge it. So I called. She's like, you got to call and schedule a meeting. I called, another lady answered, right? After speaking with her, she was like, oh, we have to schedule a meeting, da, 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 da. I'm trying to be as short as possible in my 5 minutes. Sometimes my tonality may change based on the pain or aggravation or joy. And so after sitting there for 30 minutes to an hour, dealing with the pressures of maintaining my composure and speaking with my sophistication while trying to understand what words will correlate to another human being, I've realized that many people in the city of Beaufort and across the globe have issues with trying to relay a message and trying to represent themselves as a positive person when we are raised in households or environments or systems that haven't been necessarily in our favor. Like for me, I'm a high school dropout, but I got my GED, joined the military, and it wasn't because I couldn't do the work. It's because the teachers bored me, right? So when I apply to jobs, it becomes hard for men like myself. And as city council members, I know this is a statement, not a question and back and forth. I would like to ask y'all or suggest that y'all actually pay attention to the community, the urban side of it, if that's what that HUD program is supposed to represent. Because when I used to be a street pharmacist, AKA drug dealer for some people, it wasn't because I wanted to say, oh, bump the system, let me sell drugs, get people high and have them OD. It was, we need the money for our homes. The doctors are overcharging our people. So it was more of a good Samaritan act as opposed to a criminal offense. And through that experience, I've literally heard people. Like I understood. And we often pray that people understand us. We often hope that they understand us. And over the next 6 months to a year, I will be encouraging more people to come up and address their concerns publicly instead of having people who aren't in our environments speak for us.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, next we have Rob Cahill. He's still here? Oh, there he is. I see a pickleball thing coming.
There you go. Rob Cahill, 608 Water Street. I want to invest part of my 5 minutes. Where's the gentleman, he leave? Just let what he said sink in. Because it's a very vulnerable statement to say 3.5 hours to 2.5, whatever. And that's not the Beaufort that I live in.